around. But hey, LCA, we are live. I'm super excited about this one. As always, thank you so much for taking the time. We're going to wait for some people to pour in here. I am your moderator and host, Greg Fowler, and I'm super excited about this one. The topic is incredible: using video to level up your business into 2022. And we've got some of the most incredible minds when it comes down to this. I cannot wait to just dive in and share their brains, their knowledge with everybody. We've got some incredible people from Dubb. We've got Ruben and Darius, and then we've got the one and the only Randy from Chime. So I just wanted to leave some ground rules out there before I pass the baton. Anybody out there who's on here, please engage. If you have any questions throughout, we'll be monitoring those questions and really passing that back and forth. We'd love as much engagement as possible. But without further ado, Randy, I'll pass it on to you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. If you guys would put where you're from in the chat, and I will, well, Eric already started, but I will be second. And you know, they say Eric second's the best. So very grateful to be here. Very grateful for everyone. The reality is, and we were talking about this earlier offline, I get, the CRM aspect of a realtor's business is the most boring piece of technology that everyone has to have, right? And if you trust what NAR has to say, then you would believe me. Yet you would find it ironic that over 70% of agents say they don't use CRMs. However, those who do use CRMs outperform those who don't, right? So with those statistics so glaringly obvious, why wouldn't you? But we're not here today to talk about CRMs. We're here to talk about something significantly more exciting, and that's how to close more business through video. And if you've been around the LCA community at all, you would know video is absolutely essential to success in the future. Now that Facebook is taking the pixel aspect away, if you don't have videos, like you absolutely will begin to lose business to those who do use the video component. So we're super excited here at Chime. If you don't know us at all, you know, IDX CRM program that really values our integration partners, because we realize that we can't do everything, but we can find those who excel and bring them into the fold, right? So we found some fantastic partners in Dubb, very feature rich, very easy to use program, and we integrated them right into the CRM so that we can empower you with some video capabilities. So that is the most I'm going to talk today, and I'm going to kick it over to Darius and Ruben to show them a little, to show everyone here a little bit more about what Dubb can do, and consequently how you can do it through your Chime CRM. So thank you all so much.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Really appreciate that. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to both you guys, Greg and Randy. Greg from LCA, you guys are such a phenomenal organization that really is the epitome of community, bringing people together, doing it with all sorts of value or all sorts of empathy, all sorts of resources. And we're just eternally grateful for you guys. So thank you so much for that. Randy, Chime is such a cool experience, community,
we're not like other
product.
CRMs. We're a cool CRM.
You guys are,
matters.
You know, ever since I've been involved in working with you guys, I've just been blown away by the level of passion and mindfulness and interest and innovation that you guys have put into your entire process, whether it's the technology or the customer service or just the content that you guys create. Huge shout out to Chime. So thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Ruben Dua. I am the CEO and founder of Dubb. Dubb.com is our website. And we just have this simple problem that we're trying to solve, which is bringing humanity back to communication, back to sales, back to the real estate transaction. My story starts about 10 years ago as a newlywed, where I realized that door knocking was not easy. And I'll give a little bit more context to that. I was on a simple walk with my wife and she says, hey, this is in Mountain View, California, very competitive landscape. And she says, hey, let's just kind of go and take a little stroll, and maybe we can see if there's any folks out there whom we can meet. This is what a real estate agent does to get started. They knock on doors. Now, obviously, that's changed a little bit in our current environment, but it's always there, which is the idea of just being cold and making cold introductions. And I remember watching her go through the motions, and I was blown away because I could never do it. The bravery, the passion, the patience, figuring out how to sort of navigate certain situations to maintain privacy, to maintain tact, but at the same time, to put yourself out there and to break that single biggest problem that I think we're all trying to solve, which is trust. And I remember going to one individual's house, and he had some landscaping that was being done in his front yard. There was a service person that was digging this hole, in fact, in the front yard for maybe, I don't know what, some plumbing or some sewage or maybe a sprinkler, not sure. And she approached him with grace and with honesty and with open-mindedness. And instantly he said something that really broke my heart. He says, hey, why don't you grab a shovel and start digging on my front yard? And I was blown away. I mean, what I heard was, I don't know, jump in the hole. I heard something so bad in my mind. I was so hurt and I was so offended by that. How could someone treat someone that's so kind, that legitimately wants to help, so poorly? And I remember feeling this feeling that I didn't understand. It was a little bit of anger. It was a little bit of confusion. And I didn't know what to do with it as a technologist, as a problem solver, as a tinker. I didn't know what to do with it. So all that I knew is that I felt like there was something absolutely inequitable and absolutely unfair. And I realized as I started to do research that people in sales suffer. They suffer from something which I think is absolutely unfair. Why? Because people in sales are the most valuable people in our society. They're the people that figure out that we have problems in our lives and then present solutions to them. If I'm not in a school, in a good school district, and I want to get my kids educated, where do I go? I go to a real estate agent and they guide me. They find the right community for me. And I realized that salespeople need help. And it took me many years to kind of figure out exactly what the problem was, but I prefaced it earlier, and that is really trust. It's that people have this trust barrier when it comes to sales professionals. Folks in real estate, if you're with me, if you understand what I'm talking, please put the word trust in the chat. If you feel like that's one of the problems that you're suffering from, getting people to trust you, to understand your value, to understand what you bring to the table, how talented you are, how good at what you are, and that the hurdle that you're trying to get over is trust, please just put that word trust in the chat. Love to get some engagement here. I realized that the solution for this was video. Okay. And the reason why video is such a powerful solution is because when we see someone's face, we can get to know their world. There's a certain vulnerability that takes place when that engagement occurs. There's a parasocial relationship that takes place. For example, I saw Greg on video before meeting him. And now that I see him in real life with his Lamborghini and his cool sweater, I feel like he's a celebrity. I feel like I'm privileged to speak to him, and that is the benefit of a parasocial relationship. Folks, we all want to make money in our sleep. We want to make money when we're in the jacuzzi, when we're hanging out with our family, when we're at the pumpkin patch. What better way to do that than recording and sharing videos? Now, in this presentation, we're going to go through a couple of things. We're going to go through, first and foremost, why you got to use Chime as a CRM, because that's just number one, because it's badass, okay? But number two, we're going to show you some simple ways to capture videos from that webcam right there, from the phone in your pocket, from your screen. And we're going to show you how you can send those over email, SMS, LinkedIn, WhatsApp for international folks, Messenger, any type of channel that you have where you want to send a video, you can send that video of your face or of stuff that you want to see them on, have them see on a screen. And when you do this, what you're going to realize is that people are going to say, wow, that's amazing. I have people that approach me all the time. In fact, someone came up to me today and said, hey, I heard that you're doing some amazing thing for real estate agents with video. I'd love to learn more. Please let me know. And she dropped her card off, and we're trying to educate people on the value of video. So without further ado, we'd love to introduce Darius Santos, the Chief Revenue Officer and co-founder of Dubb. He actually has his real estate license. I don't know if it's expired, but it's still good. Okay, so he has some real life experience here, and I'm just psyched to have him present this. So I will be your slide presenter, Darius, and you sort of guide me if you want me to go forward or backwards.
All right, let's just go ahead and get it rolling.
Nice.
So Ruben really presented the problem here at a holistic level, like it's trust, right? This is the end though, so yeah, jump back. There you go.
Sorry, that was a little Tarantino of me. I was starting with the end. Sorry.
There you go. There you
Love
go.
that.
All right.
I see what you did there.
Let's go ahead and go to the first one. We've kind of presented the whole problem. Like I said, holistically, it's trust-based, right? But what it comes down to is some really specific things, like lead generation is one of the most important parts of where that trust factor comes in. When you're generating these leads, whether it's online, whether it's over the phone or in person, door knocking, the fact, like, let's say you did an open house and you met somebody. The fact is they met 3 or 4 other people that weekend, and this is a form of lead gen, right? How do you differentiate yourself from those 3 or 4 or more other agents that they met that weekend? This is that lead generation, and actually into the next one too, which is growing online and offline competition, right? More realtors join the force every day, and more brokerages, more online services like Zillow and Purple Bricks, whatever, join the system every day as well. So as competition grows, this is one of the growing problems, whether you realize it or not. You know, if you're doing okay today, there's a lot of agents that are performing really well in their markets because of the environment. But what about when that goes away, right? Don't plan, count on now, plan for the future. The other problem here that we're going to talk about is the adaptation of technology, the learning of technology, and the importance of building systems. So there's been a lot of friction here, right? Oh my God, I need 15 pieces of technology and I have to hire someone to teach me how to use it or hire someone to operate it for me. Like there's a lot of friction here historically. And, I believe that the partnership and the integration of technology that you're going to see here today is going to alleviate many of these problems. So those are the problems we're going to tackle in this little webinar. We're going to talk just a little bit more about the specifics of the problem, and then we're going to talk about the solution, and then we're going to get into specifics. So like we were saying with lead generation, Ruben placed this so well. You have this online lead that comes in, they're getting follow-up from other people, they're going to pick up the phone. So what's your next best bet? An email or a text message to them, right? So they're getting emails and text messages from your competition. How are you going to stand apart from that? What's going to differentiate you? Is your text message written that much better? Is it that much more trust building? Is it this long paragraph to try to build trust with them in a text? I don't think so. A video is going to be much better received. People understand video better. It builds trust. There's so many more reasons. That's another slide though. Anyways, these are the current problems with lead generation today. Is it lacks that personalization typically. It lacks the ability for you to put yourself out there in a personal way at scale. We see here time consuming. So like if you're cold calling or door knocking, there's serious limitations to how many of those you can do, right? How many doors can you knock in a day? With video and with some systems, you're going to see that that's not a limitation. You can get a very personal message out there to an unlimited number of people. So next slide.
And I'll chime in and say, you see what I did there? I will chime in and say, if you do want to boost your lead gen, if you want more qualified leads, buyers and sellers, please put lead gen in the chat. We'd love to learn. Lead gen in the chat if you want more qualified leads for buyers and sellers.
And you will get some specifics here towards the end of the slides. We're going to go into some visuals. So this is the problem with the technology, as I tapped on this already. The problem is there's just so much going on, right? There's 100 different systems to use. Which one's the best? Which one's the worst? Which one's the cheapest? Or right? There's all these different things we try to go through. And really the problem is they don't work because they're too complex, because there's this friction, there's this barrier. So there's all these type of problems that really comes down to they don't work, right? Where either maybe you got a free trial and you didn't want to use it because you're like, hey, it's free and I have 30 days or whatever, right? That didn't work. You got a system that's so complex, you have to have someone paid you to have you set it up. That maybe didn't work because you're like, well, I don't want to pay somebody extra. I already paid for the system. So there's just all these little pieces. Or like I said, maybe you're a tech guy, or you're a tech person, I should say, and you've managed to tape 10 different systems together to perform what 1 or 2 pieces of technology can do. So those are some of the common problems, right? Duct taping stuff together, trying to become some tech expert yourself, or needing to just pay more and more for hiring those expertises. So these are some of the problems with the system of technology and systems in general. So If you're not using systems, that's another slide here. We'll talk about that. Really, all these problems, the problems with technology, the problems with lead generation, with problems that real estate agents are facing today, it all comes down to really one core concept. How can you better assist your buyers and sellers prior to, during, and after the transaction? By focusing on these three core questions, right? How do we create a better experience prior to the buying? This is that lead generation. What do you think is more effective? A long paragraph of blah, 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 or a video where you're able to articulate your value proposition? Just apples to apples there, right? A to B split test. So that's before, right? They've never seen anything. They're getting this text or a video. The second part is during the transaction. What do you think someone would prefer? Like, hey, you're updating them with a video saying, hey, the offer is going really well. Here's the steps that are happening. We're in contact with mortgage. Everything's going well. Or just an email that's very impersonal and says something, because you don't want to type and proofread and do all that. It takes too long. And so instead of doing that update that you don't do it at all because it's too time consuming. Where the opposite of that, you can literally just hit record and speak and on your own time, right? You don't have to make the call, schedule the call, nothing. So that's the idea of during. And then after the transaction, this is where we're promoting referrals. This is where we're really solidifying those relationships. This is where we're staying top of mind so that when the next transaction comes up, we're the one that they remember, our face, our name, our voice. We don't get any of that in traditional marketing. So this is the one core question that can really address everything in your business. And now we've touched a lot on it already, like why video, we've touched here, we've touched there, but there's going to be some really specific things I want to share with you next. First of all, there's some powerful stats. These are not like an if, then, or wonder. No, these have been studied, numbers and metrics that we're going to share with you. The first one is that homes listed with video get 4 times the number of inquiries. So what does this show you? That people want to see video. People prefer to see video. Next stat for me. These ones are kind of related. So it's just right here. 85% of buyers and sellers want to work with agents that are using videos. If you are looking at one agent and he has these, let's just the iPhone photo at best, right? Sideways or something, ugly photos you're putting in the listing versus someone who's going to take the time to go above and beyond and provide something like video. Who's that seller going to go with? They look at this guy's listing presentation. Well, we got this video component. We're going to do this. We're going to market it. And then you have this guy's thing where I just snap a photo and put it on Zillow or whatever, put it up on MLS. So this is like almost a no-brainer, right? Everyone prefers video at this point. There's studies out there. Don't take my word for it. Next slide.
To your point real quick, Darius, Can I just add, and I've heard Tristan say this 100 times, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Have you ever gone to YouTube and read an article, or have you ever gone to YouTube and seen anything other than a video? No. People are using it as a search engine because they want videos to give them answers, just like they want their realtors to give them answers as well. So
exactly. That's going to be one of the things we're going to talk on too, is how video is going to help with things like SEO and lead generation. We have real estate agents that have mastered their niche through content creation, which we'll touch on. Next slide here. Oh, actually this one here, 70% of home shoppers. This is really in reference to that same 4X from the engagement, right? You post a listing with video and 4 times the number of inquiries. People prefer video. The stats are out there in every way, shape, or form, in email, in content, and the ability for them to retain and remember information. There's so many powerful stats. I just shared a couple really specific ones with you. But this next piece is less stat-based, and it's really more of what you'll understand when you use video. So the couple bullets we have here, build trust, differentiate, I've kind of touched on these already. As I mentioned, when you'll send an email, right? You've probably sent thousands of emails in your life. I can almost guarantee you've never sent an email and someone was like, wow, this is the most amazing email I've ever received. I can almost guarantee that, right? We've never gotten that. You send a handful of videos to your prospective clients, your existing clients, past clients, you're going to get that response. Somebody's going to say, wow, this was so cool. I've never seen anything like this. Thank you so much. I guarantee it, right? Send them to 100 people. At least I can guarantee if you send to 100. If you send it to like 1 or 2 or 3, I don't know. Send them to your list. People are going to really appreciate that more than any email you've ever written before. And that goes along all of these lines. That's differentiating. That's building trust. You're going to get higher responses. Again, there's some stats here that we don't like. You can pull from anyone. HubSpot, Campaign Monitor, some really big companies out there have studied the data on how well video performs in emails, in text messages, through social media. All been studied. Video outperforms other methods of communications, of advertisements, of really everything, every way we're looking to build our business. So bottom line, video builds better relationships, and we all know that it's relationships over transactions in this business. It is a relationship-based business, and there's no way better than in person or on the phone. Those are excellent, but you can't be in person or on the phone with 500 people at a time, or even in a day. So that's video. Next one.
So if you guys are curious, or if you're sold on video and the power of video in bringing people together, please put the word video in the chat. Let's get some excitement going on here. We'd love to get the feedback. Video in the chat if you're curious or sold on video. Thank you, Greg.
All right, this next one here, again, we've touched on this a little bit now, why you need a system. A system can really be a lot of different things, right? Like I said, you can be like a scrapper, and you have your Google Sheets and your whatever taped together, right? But that's a system. Is it efficient? Is there leaks? Is there problems? Most likely. So the purpose of a system is to allow you to scale. If you don't know what scale is, your business probably isn't very big yet, because in order to grow, you need to understand this concept of scale, of leverage. Maybe you've heard that one. You can only do so much. You have to build systems with technology and people in order to scale your effort, in order to grow without doing more work. You can only work so many hours in a day, and you need to be able to leverage that ability that you have to do more work in the same amount of time. And the only way to do this is with systems, both involving technology and people. We're really focusing on the technology part of this presentation. So we really understand, as Brandy put it perfectly in the beginning of this, we all know we need the system. It's just a fact, right? It outperforms, it organizes, it's more efficient. It's just every single thing you could possibly need to do for your business. So I don't want to beat this one too much. We know we need a system. It's going to allow us to scale, and it's going to allow you to automate components of your business that you would otherwise be doing manually. So this is why we're going to need a system.
And I'll chime in on this one and say that the definition of scale is when you can increase the number of outputs without increasing the number of inputs, which means there's more qualified leads coming in, more transactions are taking place, and frankly, more money is being generated without having to hire more people on your team. And the reason why that's valuable is because we start to get economies of scale. We start to build our brand. We start to make money when we're sleeping, when we're our family. So the reason why that we talk about scale is because scale exists when you have brand, when you have video, when you have process. And by getting into a cadence of doing video, we feel like it's one of the best ways to clone yourself. How can you clone yourself? How can there be 100 of you? If you've ever said, I wish I could clone myself, if you've ever thought that, please put the word clone in the chat, because with video, you actually can.
And I'd like to address a quick myth that scale solves for as well. There's a permeating belief in the real estate space that in order to close more transactions, you need to be buying more leads, right? So if 100 leads got me one transaction, 200 leads will get me 2 transactions, and so on and so forth. And there's 2 major problems with that. One, you're not improving your ROI at all, right? You may be making more money on the bottom, but that's because you're putting more money on the top, right? So there's no actual improvement in return on investment. And second of all, there's diminishing returns at a certain point as well. You may be able to squeeze 1 transaction out of 100, but I bet you can't squeeze 10 transactions out of 1,000 leads if you have broken systems, if you don't have scalability, right? So CRMs, video messaging, this is improving your conversion funnel. And if you still think of it as a funnel, then you're using an outdated methodology. If you look at any modern marketers today, they're viewing the lead conversion process as a flywheel model, right? So part of that flywheel model is attracting and entertaining people. And what you're doing, attracting, entertaining, educating, and you're able to achieve all of those things through video messaging, right? So rather than trying to spend more money to buy more transactions, take the leads you already have, don't buy another one, but improve your process, improve your systems, and get more money out of what you already have.
Nice.
Couldn't be said better. Exactly the point of that scale and systems, right? I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to take over the screen here, and I'm going to provide some visuals of what we're looking at, because we talked a lot about like the why and the stuff like that, but let's go ahead and jump straight into the what this actually looks like from a technology standpoint. So you guys are maybe familiar with the Chime system, and if you're not, you're going to see one of the most easy to use, robust interfaces that has all the same capabilities maybe you've seen on any CRM, workflows, automated sequences, bulk email, bulk text message. It's all built into Chime, and it's literally easier than you can think of. Like, I'm in this contact right here. This is my test contact. All I have to do is click a button, and I can send either a text from the Chime CRM, from the mobile app. I can send one-to-one emails, and the bulk is just as easy. I can select a list of contacts and fire off an email the same way. So if you're not already familiar with the Chime systems, then there's definitely a ton of information here. I'm barely scratching the surface here of what Chime's capable of, because what I want to focus here on is the outbound messaging components, because that's where video is going to be seen a lot of. There's also a website, there's lots of other opportunity, but what I want to show you here is how easy it is to send a video message using Chime. So right here, we're in the text message interface, where you can send either one text message to one person, or you can go to a list and send a bulk one. All you have to do here is click this little Dubb button, and this is going to give you access to your library of videos. So anything I've previously recorded, I can click and now insert that video, and it's ready to be sent. So this is as simple as it is to send any video via email, via text message through the Chime interface. We've tried to make this thing as simple as, intuitive as possible for inserting. There's another component here as well, which is going to be recording. Now, I want to show you two different types of recording, right? Where first I'll show you the insert, right? The video is ready to be sent. There's that piece. And then there is the recording piece, which, let's see here. When you click this button, you can also record right from here, just like this. Now, this is just going to be a webcam recording. So if I wanted to say, hey, I wanted to update you on XYZ, something like this, it's as simple as hitting record and inserting it, just like this here. I'm going to show you a quick example. Now, when we record this video, there's going to be some components associated with it. And I want to show you one other type of recording here too, because after we show this technology, there's also the component of what types of videos, right? You might be even thinking that now. Great, we can do video. What should we be doing for videos? So we will touch on that. You can see here there's some modifications to make to the video at the last minute, and then it's ready to be shared. It provides this animated GIF by default because this has a higher click-through rate than any other form of content. Links, images, GIFs, that's what this is, 3-second GIF, has by far the highest click-through rate in emails and other content. So we give you that by default. Now, when you send this, that's what they receive on their other end. In their inbox of their email, even in the text message can generate a preview of this GIF. So instead of a long text message or a long ugly link or things like that, you can have a preview load inside of an email, inside of social media, and also inside of text message. Text message is a little bit different though. They have to have your contacts saved in order for the preview to show. So that's something unique about SMS and a preview. This is as easy as it is to record and send a video using Chime. Whether this is to one person, to many people, through email, through SMS, or even through Chime Smart Plans, where there's a series of automated emails going out. So when it comes to practical application, right, we're doing lead gen, either we're Zillow or some online lead source, and these people are coming in. I gave the example earlier of differentiating, right? Because if it's going to Zillow, multiple people are following up. How are you going to differentiate? How are you going to stand apart and make sure that your follow-up is better than theirs? This is likely going to stand apart from anything else they're receiving, unless the other realtors happen to be using video as well, right? Then it's going to be your value proposition. Then it's going to be you as the realtor and how you're able to articulate your value proposition. And that can't happen. And what, are you going to write a whole paragraph with attachments and stuff? Very unlikely that someone will engage with all that if someone else sent them a video. So this was the first piece. I want to give you another example really quick here. What I've done is I pulled up just this real estate report. I just Googled local real estate report. I'm in Sacramento now, so this one came up. Now, instead of just sharing the link, like we want to stay top of mind, right? We want a market update for our people. Instead of you taking the time to completely build some type of report like this, doing the research and then trying to brand it, or just sending the link to this report, both of those are, I would say, missed opportunities. Let me show you something really quick. This is using this little extension here, which is part of the integration, by the way. There's a technical component of installing the integration with Chime and Dubb. We'll share at the end. But once this is installed, check this example out. I'm going to just hit record here. And now you can see, minimize the Zoom thing. I have a report and I'm going to say, hey, everyone, I wanted to update you on the stats in Sacramento. So we're looking at 1% year over year. I mean, I'm not a real estate agent and I don't know how to analyze these things quickly, but you can provide some really quick value here and say, look, guys, we're going up. It's still the time to sell. People are still overpaying for homes. Let's roll when you're ready.
Yeah, 21% increase. Oh my goodness, right. Sacramento. Oh man, that's a big number.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is the type of stuff that's going to motivate people. And you didn't have to do any. It took me 3 seconds to look up this article here, and I can even hide the stuff on my screen and show what I want. Now here's what happens next when you share this video. This is what they're going to receive. I showed you the preview in the body, right? They get this little thumbnail and they can see the thumbnail. And when they click it, it's going to take them to a page. This one's just the one I built up for an example, some real estate kind of background. But the point of this is right from that video, you can have them take any action that you're looking for. If you want them to text you, one click to send a text message, call you, they can email you, they can book a time in a calendar, visit a website, literally anything you want someone to do, they can do right from that video message. But this is the other component of it. Instead of it just being a little video you recorded in your phone, it's actually going to be trackable with actions that are going to be driven directly into the Chime CRM. So when someone watches this video, when they click one of these buttons, this is going to report right back inside of the Chime CRM activity reporting. It's going to say, Darius watched 100% of your video, and then Darius clicked the button that said, I'm interested, or whatever buttons that you've created there. So this is the full integration of the technology. And it is as simple as I showed you. Hit record, Dubb's going to put a video in there, and then you're going to send it out through Chime's built-in technology. So again, I'm only scratching the surface here of what both of these systems can do. There is far more functionality. I mean, I have subtitles here. There's video editing stuff that we're not even getting into. You can add music, all kinds of ways to customize and make your videos pop, all built into the platform as well. So create videos as easy as that. One click from Chime, one click from the extension. There's a mobile app where you can record videos basically wherever you are, right? It's right at your fingertips. If you're in Chime, if you're on your mobile, on Google, all these places give you the option to record a video as quickly, if not faster than you could type a text message. So, you know, instead of proofreading this long email that I'm going to send or text or whatever, I can just click and hit record. And it's going to be more effective, more efficient. They're going to remember that information better. They're going to remember who we are better. And the next time a transaction comes up with their family and friends, they're going to remember who to go to. So that is the surface level demonstration of the technology there. As I mentioned, I can't stress that enough, that it's literally the surface of both of the pieces of technology there. But in reality, that's all you have to be concerned with. You're like, look, I'm not a techie person. I can't go into all the fancy stuff yet. You do not have to. It is as simple as click record and click send in Chime. And that was one of those problems I really wanted to make sure we addressed, is the simplicity of using these two tools together. So as far as next steps go, if you guys are not already part of Chime, if you have not seen a demonstration of Chime's technology, that is going to be your first step. We have a link. We can share that. That's going to give you guys the link to hook up with Chime. They're going to take really great care of you there. And if you already are part of Chime, there is extensive articles here with everything you need to know about how to connect this integration. Both of our customer service teams are ready and willing to support you with your needs there. So if you already have Chime, your next step is to go to dubb.com and either sign up for a free trial there or check out one of the paid plans. So whether you are in Chime already or not, that's your first step. Randy, anything you want to invite people for the Chime component?
Yeah, well, so definitely get a free demo of the platform, check out the system and see what it can bring to your business. The reality is so many IDX CRM solutions out there are going to try to sell you leads. We're going to give you conversion tools. And you know, as many great conversion tools as we have, our partnership with Dubb is one of them. And the video aspect, you just can't repeat it enough. You know, people have been saying use video since 2008, like before I was even working in this space. And there are still people who are apprehensive to using videos. So I'm going to challenge the people attending today, or I'm going to invite you into a moment of vulnerability here. And if you are not using video, put in the chat why you're not using video. I would love to know that. We've got some time left in this webinar where we can address some of these concerns. Yeah, common objections here. Ruben's putting some in, but I'd love to hear from the participants. But let's keep them from getting in front of the video, getting in front of the camera, I should say, and in videos and such. So.
And while people are dropping in there, I want to just go through a couple use cases as well. Ruben, there's a slide before this one. I want to talk about a couple other types of videos that just make sense in your business immediately. So we all celebrate our anniversaries with our clients, right? When you bought and sold their home, you're sending them gifts and emails, yes. And if you're shaking your head no, then you're missing a big opportunity there. Every single anniversary for every single client, closing, buying, selling, should be celebrated. This is going to help them remember you. You're going to stay top of mind. It's going to promote referrals like nothing else. And it takes this much effort. So is it something generic? Is it that email that says, hey, happy birthday, John, or happy anniversary if you're home, John? Or is it a video? This could even be pre-recorded. We believe in the power of a custom video because when you record a video for someone, when you say, hey, John, it's been a year since we closed your home. I know you guys are doing well. I'm so glad we were able to work together. If you need anything at all, you know, we're here. Whatever, right? Something very personal that maybe you talk about during your guys' relationship during a transaction. That is going to be like this handwritten card that you did that. Maybe it's in both. We have people that send handwritten cards with the QR code with a video inside the handwritten card. And then they QR code with their phone and it plays a video for them through Dubb. Point being, anniversary videos. This is one of the easiest no-brainer videos that you can do for your business today. Every single person you have a closing with, send them a video on their anniversary. Set up a smart plan, set up an automation so that it goes out automatically, and then change them once a year. All right, anniversaries, no-brainer. These next ones, again, I can't stress enough, they're no-brainers. I just shared with you the stats, 4 times the engagement, 85% of people prefer, 70% of shoppers. Videos of your listings, of your tours. When you get a new listing, go and walk through that. Take the app, record a video, say, hey guys, I'm here at my new listing and I want to share it with you. Flip it around, show the master bedroom, pause it, show the suite, show the backyard, and then put some music in it and say, I hope you guys want to come check it out. Open house is this weekend. And then blast that to your whole list with a click inside of Chime. It is that simple. And that can all be done in like 5 minutes with no help, no other 2 systems, this Chime and Dubb. There's a couple more videos there, Ruben, a couple types that I lost there. Ruben, can you share that one more time?
Yeah, sure.
All right, there's a couple more there that are just really, again, very, very easy use cases. The market update, I shared that example with you guys. It's so simple. You don't have to get into Canva or PowerPoint and design some really cool market update yourself. Don't go that far. Find something. Many of you guys belong to brokerages that already provide these resources. Don't just send the link that everyone else is sending out. Provide the expertise of you as the expert, right? You're going to go in and say, instead of, hey, go check out this 15-page report. Nobody's going to do that. But when you record a 30-second, 1-minute, 2-minute market update video from that, they're going to have value from that. They're going to understand wow, this guy really knows his stuff. I'm going to come back to him next time. So again, market updates, easy content, and you should all absolutely be doing them. If you're not doing a newsletter, you're missing out. The last thing there is just testimonials. You know, with Dubb, you can actually capture video testimonials with one click. So they don't need to download or sign up or install anything. If you don't already have video testimonials from your clients, check out a trial on Dubb, use the reply with video button, and capture video testimonials from your clients. Embed those on your websites, embed them in your emails, watch your conversions increase. Nothing builds trust faster than testimonials and, of course, in-person communication.
And I'd like to congratulate Tracy. Ruben, sorry, you don't count. But thank you, Tracy, for being honest and contributing. She said editing is the reason why she hasn't gotten in front of the camera yet. So Darius, you're the video expert.
I love that one. Okay, and exactly. This is one of the biggest things. We all think, like, when we're not doing video yet, we think that it needs to be some big production, right? We need to get into iMovie and Adobe After Effects and do all this really cool stuff. We do not need to do those things. This is the power of video. What I'm telling you, I can promise you this. When you just record a video like this on your phone, shaky cam, walking around, feeding your kids, whatever, someone is going to be like, wow, this was so much more personal than anything else I've received. Production is great for something like really, really fancy. If it's this meet the team video and you want to do introductions and have that produced, that's one thing. If you want to convert a lead that just came in, there's zero production there. You don't have time for one. No one has time for that. But okay, I'll give an example of this. Somebody was, okay, I have an agent. He was in a listing and there was some construction going on. He recorded a video and he said, hey, I'm going to get back to you just as soon as I can. We're in a listing right now. There's some construction. I'm going to get back to you in just 2 minutes. Thank you so much. That video goes out as an autoresponder to lead as soon as they come in. And what that means is they're like, wow, this guy is busy. He's on top of his stuff. He's got clients. Again, that's a fallback. If you can send them something custom, right? Call them if they don't answer, send them a video, and that's the fallback there. So again, there's countless opportunities for leveraging video, and the editing is not as critical as you'd think. Most of our users, the vast majority of our videos, real estate agents specifically, are not edited. They're just raw, right? Hey, John, wanted to update you, or hey, wanted to welcome you. I saw your inquiry. We're going to be able to take care of you. You know, we've sold homes for 20 years or 60 years. We have 60 years of experience on the team, whatever your value prop is, right? The idea is that does not need to be edited. I want to show you one other quick thing that the technology here can help with in terms of that, which is the magical pause button. So when I'm creating this real estate report here that I showed you, there is a pause button. So I don't have to do one perfect take without holding my breath or whatever, right? I can say some stuff and then hit pause. And I can resize this and say, this part of the market update is really important. Check this out. And I can resume it and pause it. And then one last thing is, after that, there is built-in editing right into the platform. So if you messed up in the beginning or the middle or the end, it's as simple as trimming that part of the video out. Let me refresh this page really quick. So like you said, you got this perfect video, but then you flubbed somewhere in the middle, the beginning or the end, whatever. You can see transcriptions are automatically generated there. So if I need to trim something, all I have to do, like say from 11 to 12, I messed up. All I have to do is select it and take it out. So no worries, trimming's built in. And I would say the most important thing is don't put that level of pressure on yourself to make this perfect piece of content. You know, if you have a videographer and you want to do one really good produced video for an evergreen type, when we say evergreen, it means like it's on your website for everyone to see all the time, or it's on your homepage of your social media profile or something. Maybe those can do some editing. But for the vast majority of videos, no editing required. Good concern there. Thank you.
Yeah,
Now,
hey guys, I absolutely love this, and not to jump in there, but just so much information that you were able to drop, just incredible pieces, and not just about the importance of video, as you stated, but really that trust factor and communication. But I mean, you had me at response rate and conversion rate. I mean, I think that so many real estate professionals that are tuning into this now live with us, or if they're going to be tuning in on YouTube later, which we got all the links over there. I think that ultimately they're looking at, if I'm going to take time to invest into video and content creation and then sourcing and leveraging the right systems such as Dubb and such as Chime, what's going to be my return? How's that going to help increase my productivity, my bottom line? And I can vouch, 100% on my end. I mean, there's nothing better. What you guys have said is absolute gold. If you haven't heard about this, you're welcome. And thank you for being on this webinar. If you have heard, but you haven't taken action, you have these masters right here. You've got links to reach out for free demos. You can reach out to them directly for more information, but you got to just take the action. That's the biggest issue that I have with so many webinars or live events and speaking. I mean, there's so many great things, but it stops us all from getting started. I mean, you guys are a wealth of knowledge and you're freely giving that out just to say connect, right? Connect, work together and make it happen. You talked about so many things through just the follow-up portions, through, lead generation, through past clients. I mean, you did mention the extension. I think that went over a few people's heads, but ultimately I think that just reach out to these guys right here. You got the free demos, you got everything that you need. If anything stuck out whatsoever, you just got to take the action. Just start doing it. You're here for a reason. But yeah, I had to step in there, guys, just for time purposes. I wanted to manage the questions. I had one question though into here, and this is no disrespect to Chime. I love Chime. I work with so many people who love and respect Chime, but in my mind, I thought, is Dubb exclusive with Chime? What if I'm a producer watching this now and I love ABC or XYZ CRM? I'm not going to even mention names.
Yeah.
Do you guys have integrations with other CRMs or is it just Chime?
There is a deeper integration with Chime with the API connectivity and things like that, but there is kind of a universal compatibility with any system. The videos can be copy and pasted into social media, into text messages on your cell phone, Google Voice, literally any way you can communicate with clients, you can technically send a video through that platform.
Okay.
But the integration with Chime is a full API integration that is not existing in every single CRM. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, and I'm sure there's a few people that were thinking that. They said, yeah. So I just had to throw it out there. Big fan.
Good question.
All the way through and through. But any other thoughts or any adds into this, guys? We're a few minutes over time and I want to respect everybody's time, but this has just been incredible. Any finishing thoughts or any calls to action at that point?
Yeah, I actually wanted to kind of bring up something. I noticed, Tracy, thank you so much that you mentioned that your concern is editing. And it's interesting because I think this paradigm has changed a little bit of what it's like to create videos, to produce videos, and then to share or distribute those videos. The climate has changed completely. We owe a massive amount of gratitude to companies like TikTok and Instagram and a few others that have made video editing and creating and recording so accessible. You see people that are very dynamic, that are very sort of with the times, that can grab their phone, that can record a clip, flip their camera around, record something else, put some music, put some text, and then feel so confident, frankly, not really care enough to make it perfect, and then publish that onto a channel. And what's so ironic about this is that there's this beautiful paradox that happens here. It's an oxymoron, really, which is that sometimes the less production value that you put into your video, the higher the results that you get. And the reason why that paradox exists is because of authenticity. If you get to see into my world and I am not overproducing, over sort of aesthetically improving what it is that I'm trying to say and the way in which I'm showing it, it's more honest per se. And we've seen that time and time again with our data. Grab your account to Chime. I put the link in there, click on that link, make sure you get it. And then grab the Dubb mobile app. You can sign up for actually Chime through the Chime Technologies link. That's the right one to use. But grab the Dubb mobile app and see how easy it is to record a video dynamically. What we're doing to innovate this is this idea of clips or bursts. So here I have the Dubb mobile app, which you can barely see. It just looks like a blur. But what I would do is I would click the record button and record my single clip. Hey, Darius, that was an amazing presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time. That's my first clip. I didn't make a mistake. Now let's move on to the next. I noticed that you're actually looking for a real estate agent in Sacramento, and I'd love to provide some value. That's my second clip. Didn't make a mistake. And then my third one, which is my call to action, is If you're interested in learning more, please click on the link in the page below. Now there, I made a mistake, right? So I might click on that, delete it, and redo it. The point here is that we don't need to stress ourselves in recording a long video that has all sorts of mistakes where it needs to have editing. Let's speak in bursts. Let's speak in small little snippets, and then let the technology do the merging. So I'll just click that merge button, and in about 30 seconds, you'll see this change into uploaded and done. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link to this Dubb video in the chat in about 20 seconds, and you'll see how easy it was for me to record a video, merge it together, upload it, have the entire landing page exist with integration into Chime for activity reporting, i.e. if they watch the video, what percentage of the video that they watch, do they click on the calls to action, and all that's done in seconds. So thank you so much for the opportunity to take you guys through this. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, connect on LinkedIn. Thank you so much, Greg, for the opportunity. Randy, appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys did such a great job, and thanks you again for just so much applicable knowledge. And I did want to ask before we wrap it up, is there another way for anybody who's tuning in now or after the fact? Do you guys do a lot of trainings or a lot of live webinars? Because this stuff is huge.
We host live trainings 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 10 a.m.
Wow.
So anyone can and if you register for it, you'll be sent the recording for the live training as well. So
where do they go and get that? Where
right there. Ruben just dropped the link.
Okay.
You can register for that live training again, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 10 a.m. Come in, learn about video and then how to integrate with whatever systems you're using. We love our partners at Chime, and if you're a Chime user, we can provide some specific support during those calls as well.
Huge. Love this. Thank you so much, guys. You're true pros, absolute top notch. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time. LCA, we love you guys. Everybody out there, thank you so much for tuning in as always. And we'll catch everybody on the next episode here, as I suppose to the webinar of Lab Code Agents. And finishing up here.
I had to drop this in.
No,
so
this is great.
So there's this man that's been working and lurking behind me and throughout this entire webinar. And in fact, he was listening. His name is Rob Butts.
Hey,
so
Rob
Butts actually works So Rob works with us in sales, and he's also a cartoonist illustrator. So while he was listening to the webinar, this is what he sort of took away. Real estate, REEL, very, very clever, with Chime plus Dubb. Prospects go to closed, all building the trust. Here that bubblehead is jumping out of the computer screen and almost ready to shake hands. So pretty cool stuff.
This has got to be the thumbnail, Ruben. If Jake's there, if there's some way to make this a thumbnail, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are the best. I appreciate you. We'll catch everybody on the next webinar. You have a great day. Talk soon.